Hello, this is John from the Haunt Informer,
And I'm Glenn from Fall Ritual.
and this is episode 25 of Fall Informer. And today we're going to talk about mobile things, and we're going to talk about the haunt industry as a whole with different things like Halfway to Halloween and animatronics, and we're going to talk about different trends. So let's start with Halfway to Halloween. There's lots of different haunts that are going to be open for it, and you can talk about Terror Labs.
Yes, Terror Labs in Pottstown, located in Coventry Mall. If you know my reviews, I've done many reviews for them. Awesome little haunt. This is the first year they're doing an off-season haunt. They are doing the Friday the 13th and the Halfway to Halloween. So
Yes.
make sure you look up Terror Labs and check them out. They're doing really cool things there. So it's awesome to see them doing that.
Yeah, and this is
Awesome.
more opportunities to see Terror Labs now. You got two opportunities, 2 days.
Right. It's the Friday the 13th and then the Saturday they're doing.
Yes, for the second year, Bright and Sign was doing their Halfway to Halloween event. Look out for Frankie coming after you with his pumpkin seeds. So all kinds of craziness will happen there. And he's going to be more malicious now. He's not as bubbly anymore. So yes, be on the lookout for that. And you can talk about Field of Screams. We're going to actually attend that, everybody.
Yeah, we're going to be,
Halloween.
me and John will be there Saturday night
Yes.
at Field of Screams for their Halfway to Halloween event. They're also doing the Friday the 13th as well. I believe they got a promotion going on too, don't they? Like
Yes.
you buy one for Friday 13th and you get the other one.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
it free
they are.
or?
Yes, yeah. If you buy a ticket, vice versa. If you buy a ticket for Saturday or buy a ticket for Friday, get the other one for free. Yeah. So
That's a really
hopefully
good deal if you're
that is
close
a really
by.
good deal.
Definitely excited to do it. We went last year and
Yes.
that was a lot of fun. Last year they had the trail open. I know this year they won't have the trail.
Yes.
Probably due to the fact that it gets dark so late and like
Yes.
you don't get the full effect of that trail until it's like really dark, and it's like
Yeah.
really dark at like 9. So
Yeah, they have like special like little like it's not a real actual functioning clock, it's just metal cutout they've made, but they have that for both the hayride and nocturnal. They put that up at the entrances and they have it like we open at this time. So
right, yeah, I
normally
see.
they'd open it at like 8 or something, but we still really enjoyed it. And if you want to hear all about our experiences from Halfway to Halloween, I'll have that linked in the corner. You can watch that whole video where we talk about not only Field of Screams, but also Kim's Crypt. That's another haunt that's doing Halfway to Halloween. Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill will be open for Halfway to Halloween for a whole weekend. So
Nice. Go
check it
check them out. I know going back to the Field of Screams at Halfway when we did it last year, I felt like with me, I really got a chance to do other things at Field of Screams I didn't get to do in like the normal opening season. Like we did
Yeah.
a couple of escape rooms and we just hung out more, played a few games.
yes.
Where it's like during the season it just gets too crazy to really
Yeah, it
do
was
stuff.
weird. It was weird to have that fall feel during the off season, but it also was more chill because there was less people.
Right.
And I think it helped that we got there really early because I remember Jim from one of the owners for everybody who I'm trying to talk about. Jim told us, yeah, you don't want to, it's good you didn't get here at 8 p.m. because that's when everyone bought a ticket for the time slot.
Yeah.
And that literally,
So-
we left like a little after 8. And that's like what everyone was there.
So we'll be there at 6.
Yeah,
We got
at
our
6.
time slots at 6. So if anyone wants to meet up, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and get our friend Derek to go out there.
Yeah.
He's never been to a haunt before. I'm gonna try and get him out to the field.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's only 2 attractions open. It's an easy one to kick off. So.
Well, the 2 haunts that are open are some of the most intense.
Intense, yeah. It's not. It's not easy to go
It's
through.
not
No,
easy,
but
especially
it's just not the full 4 thing you're getting
Yeah,
thrown at
yeah.
on a full scale.
Yeah.
You
It's not like you have to go through 4 things.
things. Yeah, no, it's
just
just the
2.
2. Those 2 are intense and
Oh, yeah.
extreme. It's just,
Yes.
but it'll be good. I'm trying to convince him here. So
Okay. Yeah. It's not that bad. Come on, come over. You'll see if you can survive the screams. All right. So that was our discussion with all the Halfway to Halloween events. Definitely check out your local events if we have not discussed it here, and drop your haunt your local haunt that's doing halfway to Halloween in the comments below. Definitely do that. And this video will be up on both Glenn's and my channel. So everybody comment on these
Because I'm
videos.
sure, as I know, this is like beginning of April. I'm sure when it gets a
Yeah.
little closer, I'm sure more will be announcing
Oh yeah,
a
definitely.
halfway or something like that.
Yeah, because yeah, like you said, it's April, so they have all the way to May. So
Right.
yeah. So all right. So now we can talk about different trends that are going in the haunt industry. And I actually went to the Transworld Haunt Show, so I actually saw what people were actually doing. And it definitely seemed like pumpkins were a major theme this year. Like in the past, it seemed like it did well, and everyone was like, ooh, we got to do that. So there was literally pumpkins everywhere. Pumpkin props, pumpkin monsters. So don't be surprised if we see a bunch of pumpkin stuff this year.
Well, that's good. I want to see more. I want to. I love seeing like the more Halloween
Yes.
themed stuff with giant pumpkins and
Yes.
pumpkin scarecrows, and
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That seemed major this year.
so that's awesome to hear. It's awesome to hear. It's getting back to that, and I love. There's one scene on the Reaper's Hayride.
Yes, Pumpkin Forest, Pumpkin Hill is
It is just
amazing.
unbelievable, and I love good atmosphere when I go to a haunt, and
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and they totally got to do. If you've been following Fallen Former for a while, you know the episode we did years ago, and we did the episode where we talked about how they should do an interactive, like a whole trick or treat, like the movie overlay on a hayride, or if you do it where you get the candy, they should totally do that.
yeah, the whole walking through a trail, going from like house to house,
Yeah,
getting candy and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be
But
wonderful.
I noticed a lot because from all the videos I've seen from Trans World, a lot of animatronics had like the face ripping off thing.
Yes,
And
yes.
that seemed to be a big thing.
Yes, yes. What happened was years prior, that was from Poison Props, by the way. Years ago, they did one of a woman, and she would be looking down like this and then appear and then just scream. And that seemed to do well. So then they said, ooh, let's do one with someone ripping their face off. So then they did with someone ripping their face, a woman ripping her face off. And then they made multiple guys this year ripping their face off. And they made one with a kid.
I
But
saw the kid one.
for
Yeah,
some reason, they thought, okay, having
yeah.
a kid be a crazy killer, that's okay. But ripping their face off, that's too far. So they just had the kid pull a Halloween mask down. But
Yeah,
it's still an effective startle scare.
yeah.
So, and what's nice is they added a silicone tongue to some of them. So when it's like shaking around, it's like really grisly. So,
Yeah, nice. A lot of cool things.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of people that went to Trans World. Look like a lot of cool things. A lot
Yes.
of good stuff coming up this season.
Yeah, and Poison Props had mobile animatronics that can actually spit water on you, so it's like they're coughing on you. So to freak people out, like, oh God, someone's coughing on me.
Oh my God. And
So they have one that literally just comes alive and it has like a tissue in its hand. And it acts like it's like spitting all over you.
oh my
And
God.
they have another one. And it like they literally had to put one of those like warning, like wet floor signs because it made the floor so wet.
Holy smokes.
And that's how wet it made it. It like it don't it you get a lot of water on you. And they had one right next to that that had it looked like there was like drool come from its mouth and like stuff running from its nose. So it looked nasty already. And then it starts sneezing and like
Oh my
shooting
God.
water at you. So don't be surprised if you see that at haunted attractions this year. Animatronics spitting on you and sneezing.
Sneezing on you and coughing on you. And
Oh, God.
man, people are going to freak out over that.
Oh, they're gonna lose their they're gonna lose their stuff. They might run out of the emergency exit and be like, someone sneezed on me. It's like it was just an animatronic. It's okay. That's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting. Oh God. So what other trends do you think you saw from the show?
I don't know how many people can afford it or use it, but I definitely saw a lot of huge, like larger than life animatronics
Yes.
going on. But I gotta imagine those things are like stupid expensive.
Oh, they're crazy expensive, thousands upon thousands.
Yeah, so I don't know how many people can actually use that stuff, but I know I saw a couple walkthroughs of the Darkness haunt and that like giant baby look with like a baby face.
Yeah, that's new from Unit 70 Studios. That's amazing.
I don't even want to. I probably couldn't even guess what something like that cost. But
Oh yeah,
I
it's
don't
up
think
there. It's
I
up
don't
there.
think you're going to see it in many places, but the ones you do, it's going to be an incredible effect.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be really nice. I actually had that as just a photo op in the Massacre Haunted House line when I was on the bus tour. They just flat out they had a Pennywise one and they had that doll one just in the waiting area. Like right before you went
I
to the
guess it's
attraction, there was that
more
Pennywise one. So
more or less so you can see the scale of it because like I don't
yeah.
think you really realize how big it is until like there's a person just standing next
And,
to it.
and what's nice about those is that they're very photogenic. So you can have them outside, like Frightland. They have the Krampus one.
Yeah.
So you can just flat out put your name under it and just it's a perfect thing to look at. People love looking at those animatronics. So
Yeah.
and I love the pumpkin monster. You see that pumpkin monster animatronic more now. You actually saw it, the OG one at Bennett's Curse, which was
Oh, yes,
pumpkin
yes, yes, yes,
monster with the kid.
yes.
That
Yeah.
was OG at Bennett's Curse, and then they started selling it publicly, and now everybody wants it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I won't be surprised if we see more of those this year.
Um.
And the costumes from Macabre Intentions, those looked really nice. The ones where they're like the steampunk outfits and like the orange mohawk.
Yes. Yeah, I saw
People,
them.
people love them. They're gonna blow up. I won't be surprised if people add those for like icon characters and things.
Right.
And an up and coming company, Rib Effects, they actually started making really good quality props of different things, and I won't be surprised if they're everywhere this year too. So
Awesome. Definitely some cool things to look forward to.
yes, yeah, there's plenty of things that'll go bump in the night for you.
I hope this season. I know last year was so tough
Yes.
to get actors on stage, and they were so short on actors. I hope this season things are somewhat back to normal with like the number of people, the haunt actors, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully more things will be open. I did hear that Bates Motel for this year is going back to the hayride.
Yes, they are. So that's a good sign.
Yes.
It's a good sign that they thought hayride's all right. So
Yeah. So that's really cool. They're doing that. I just want to see just haunts open at, full running at full capacity,
Oh, yeah.
full.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I won't be surprised if we actually see that this year. So now we're going to talk about animatronics and actors and that relationship because lots of haunts were having trouble getting actors last year. We know there's a shortage, and some haunts started buying a lot of animatronics, but animatronics are expensive. So then they would spend most of their budget on animatronics, and then they couldn't spend as much money on set design and things. So this year, the haunt industry as a whole is talking about let's have some animatronics, but then have actors as well, and also have more sound effects and air cannons as well. So it's like a scare with an air cannon or a loud sound. So that's not an actor, that's just triggered, and that's still a good scare.
John, you witnessed me jump several times at Creamy Acres.
Yeah, night there with like
those,
the shotgun.
those shotgun blasts were so loud. So they are effective.
Yes.
And I will give it, and just because you have no idea when it's going to happen or where it's going to come from. I did notice a huge trend last year with a lot of animatronics. That's just due to the fact that these haunts couldn't get actors, and that's I get it, I understand it, but there were certain haunts where it seemed like I was just walking through like a showroom.
Yeah,
like in a company's showroom of animatronics. It's like kind of like, well,
you felt like you're walking through the dark zone.
yeah, and it's kind of like, well, when is it too many animatronics in one haunt? And then it just becomes like, well, now I'm just like looking at these cool animatronics and,
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a fine line with that where you have to balance it out.
Right.
Because animatronics are great scares, but they're also really good distractions too. So if you get someone's attention over here, then you can
Here,
get them over here.
then you get the haunt actor over there. So it's
Yeah.
like they work together, but when you don't have that person coming out you while you're distracted, then you're just kind of just looking at
Yeah.
something on the wall that you can clearly see is
Yeah. Not a person. Yeah.
not a person, right?
Yeah.
So
So so I really like animatronics. Like they're really well done, like well fabricated and everything, and they stand
mhm.
up to a lot of abuse.
Oh, 100%. And like I said, I mean, I watched several walkthroughs of The Darkness, and the animatronics there are just unbelievable. It is
Yes.
just like mind blowing what they're doing there.
Yes.
And I even heard there was actors in there, although I didn't see any through the walkthrough. But
There
I
was
guess on
there
a
was
regular season, they do
on a
have some.
regular season they have actors, but for the Trans World Show, that was just solely behind the scenes, no actors.
Right. Um, so at that point, it's like I guess if it's done really well, if like the scene is done really well and the attention to detail is really put together,
Yeah.
then yeah, you can pull it off really well. But other than that, if you're just throwing one up there because you don't have an actor, then it's going to look almost out of place or almost
Yeah.
thrown together.
Yeah, because sometimes you even see an animatronic right where a perfect actor scare could have been.
Right.
Where you're going through a room and you're like, oh, an actor would have been perfect there, and there's an animatronic instead.
Or if you go to the haunt multiple times and you know the haunt and you know
Yeah.
where what you're expecting and nothing happens and it's
Now,
it's,
something that you can do well with animatronics and everything is that this could be a good distraction. You know those giant like heads from Gore Galore that you see, like the giant
mhm,
crocodiles and everything. What would
yeah,
be cool is that sometimes there's no actor there. So then that's still a good distraction, and then the actors in that room can still scare you. But just to mix it up, that actor could quickly throw on a mask if they have like in their hiding spot. They could just quickly put on a jacket and like a mask with their blacked out outfit, and just instead of activating it, they could just like crawl at you or just jump out of their spot instead, just to mix it up for them and for the customers, like returning customers, like you're saying. So
right,
instead of just expecting that crocodile, there's a new character. So they could do that. So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
also interacting with people from the floor is also really cool. You can do that instead of having more animatronics. Like add a different texture to the floor, add faux grass, add sand, add gravel. That can really mess
right.
with people.
Whatever those crunchy things are in Field of Screams that you'll walk on, it feels like you're walking on bugs.
Yes. Yeah, I think they put gravel down. I think they
Is
put
that
gravel
what it is?
down.
Just
Yeah, I think it's gravel.
yeah, but the effect of it, because you're walking through this
Yeah.
hallway covered in cockroaches, so you just think you're walking on cockroaches.
Yeah, exactly. And they have it strobe lit well enough that it actually
Yeah.
looks like they're crawling on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, certain effects like that, or like put stuff on the wall if it is dark,
yeah.
just have things that, you can feel.
Yeah, and something I thought was great was at Hell's Gate, even when you were walking on the staircases, they had little prop spiders right next to the handrail. So if you're walking through the dark with the normal show lighting, you'd feel a spider and you're like, ah. So
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
great. You can just add little, like you can add like the simplest things and it'll
Hmm.
scare people horribly.
Or I love the floors that shift.
Yes, I love that. And I also having room designs where you like flip the room on its side. Those are really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I saw a really good use of that at Massacre in their 3D haunt. The whole room looked like it was sideways. And they had
Okay.
this whole like archway, like built sideways, like built up and like it was properly up there. And it looked like clowns were like leaning over at you. And an actor could like slide up from the ground like a slide up at you.
Oh wow.
So that was super neat. So if you can pull that off, that'd be really nice. And of course, there's the anti-gravity room at House of Torment, where you literally see a ball go up when it should be going down. So you could do that.
I remember a room years and years ago at Penhurst
Yeah.
that was kind of like slanted, and
Yes,
like
I remember
felt
that.
like you were like walking like slanted, and there was like I think it was like a little school desk or something like in the
Yeah.
corner,
Yes.
and there was like a strobe I think there, and it kind of looked like you were walking slanted, and like the door was like slanted too or something like that. It
Yeah.
was a really cool effect.
you can do all kinds of things to update your haunted attraction where you don't have to add an expensive animatronic that isn't in your budget range. You can just do slight changes and people can really love it. Like you can go through dark areas and sometimes things touch you and they call it like stuff in face, like SIF, stuff in face. That's a Halloween Horror Nights Orlando term. And sometimes you can have just like prop weeds and sometimes they literally just have fishing line.
Yeah.
That's clear, so you can't even see what's touching you. And you walk through like something touched me.
There's those cheap gimmicks that can really get you. I mean, a lot of the stuff is what they're doing at Terror Labs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
there'll just be like string hanging down, but it's like, it's like, what's that in my hair? Now it's like, what's touching me?
And another thing that's nice is that sometimes you can make people think a scare spot's going to happen, a lighting effect there, and the actor can trigger mobile lights,
Right.
sound effect. So you're like, oh, the monster's going to just jump out there at me, and then they come from the other side. So I love it when they do that. They do that at haunts all the time. So,
But I get it. Last season, it was short of actors, but it was just kind of like there were some haunts I went to. It's like, well, this is just like walking through a showroom,
yeah, I can understand that. So lots of cool things you can do with your haunts. I can't wait to see everything this haunt season, starting with Halfway to Halloween with Field for us, and then going into the fall season, which won't be far away. We're getting really close.
Oh, yeah, we are.
September already. And if you live in the mindset we do, Halloween is every day. So
Yeah, I'm super ready for Field doing that, and I'll be at Terror Labs Friday night.
oh, you're gonna go to Terror Labs?
Yes.
Nice.
So once they've come out, go check out Terror Labs. Go
Yeah.
support. I don't know if you should come out. I know that's a long drive for you.
Yeah, it is, but maybe I could go. That'll be fun. Like a whole haunt weekend.
There you go.
That's what I did last year. When I went to
Be an
Kim
actor there.
Birthday.
Anyone who wants to act. I know Terror Lab, they're always looking for actors, volunteer actors to work there. So anyone looking off season acting,
Yes.
hit up Terror Labs, see if they'll show they could use you.
And I know that Kim from Kim's Crypt is hiring very soon. So check that out too if you want to work there. So
Awesome. So definitely plenty of off-season stuff. May's going to be busy. And like I said, we just got to get through the summer and September will be here.
yes, definitely. So get through all the brutal heat and then we can finally have the nice, perfect weather. Oh man.
There's times where I've been to Field of Screams in September opening week
Yes.
and it'd be like 90 degrees.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That happened one year. Yeah.
In fact, I think it was colder in May.
Oh
last
yeah,
year
I remember
than it
that.
was
was
in
colder in
September.
May, yeah. That was weird.
Yeah.
I'm curious if more people are going to wear Hawaiian shirts this time. Because I know
That'd be cool. That'd be fun if they
because I know Crunk was wearing one last year.
Mhm.
Because I was like, that'd be hilarious. We like give everybody Hawaiian shirts and like sunglasses and sandals. Oh, that'd be so funny. You can even just put them on the prop skeletons. You don't even.
I think did they have some? Didn't some of the skeletons have like shirts on and
They might have. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to look for that because I
Yeah.
know they've been updating during the off-season events. They've been adding things to the different props. Like the skeletons were like holding like a heart for Valentine's Day, and then like St. Patrick's Day, they did like shamrocks, and so wonder what they'll do for summertime. We'll see.
I've got to go out and see.
Yes, definitely. So now we're going to talk about a trend of horror movies that are inspiring the haunt industry this year. And I definitely saw a trans world that Leatherface, the new Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw, definitely was inspiring the haunt industry because there was mobile props and effects that were using the new Leatherface. So
That's interesting to see because obviously like whatever big hit movie there's going to be a character there. Pennywise is still everywhere. Last year Beetlejuice was so many haunts. So you definitely know what movie is coming out in the big one. And which is cool to see. But also, of course, you know me, I would love to see a whole Universal Monster one. You know,
Yes.
that would be amazing.
Yes, it would.
But I would love to see, like, I remember the very first time I went to Frightland,
Yeah.
and like 2001, 2002, and the first scene on the hayride was all the Cenobites from Hellraiser,
Cool.
and that was awesome. And like their gift shop had like a huge, like life size, like Predator.
Oh,
and
nice.
They had a pumpkin head, and it was like photo ops you can do, and it's just like I always felt like that is now getting phased out, like the older horror stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got to be all like, well, whatever's new, whatever's like, you know, the popular horror movie at the moment is now a thing where it's like, no, like celebrate
the legacy,
everything, you know, every horror movie, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Because the darkness actually is a mix of both. They have the newer stuff and the older stuff.
Right.
And they're
I saw a bunch, like the whole it animatronics, the whole it scene at the darkness, but their escape rooms look insane.
Yes.
Talk about Universal Monsters. Their escape, they had what, a Dracula one and a Frankenstein.
Dracula and Frankenstein, yes.
Which I don't know how you're in these sets looking. It's an escape room, so you're looking for clues. But meanwhile, you're literally just like taking in everything, just like how detailed everything. So it's
like the Frankenstein era didn't have like bubbling things like.
Oh yeah, it's just unreal. Now I think you had to like the clue together. You had to take the heart and like put it in.
Yeah,
the
put it in Frankenstein's monster. Yeah.
And then I think the Dracula, you had to put like the stake into like a vampire in the casket.
One of his wives. Yeah.
Like. It's unbelievable. Like I don't know. I would absolutely love to see Universal Monsters at a haunt.
And another thing we're going to have to look for, Beetlejuice. I believe Beetlejuice was a trend last year because Howling Horror Nights did a haunted house about it. Howling Horror Nights ends up doing this year, that will be a trend.
It's going to be a trend, yeah.
Because whatever they do, and there's lots of speculation, of course, already. People do that all year round. They speculate what the new haunt is going to be there. But people are talking about Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope, which seems to be some sort of alien movie. So that'd be interesting if they tackled that. They could do something really nice with that. And they're thinking of like Evil Dead might come back.
So okay.
That'd be interesting. They even speculation right now. It might not happen. It might just be entirely speculation, but they're talking about possibly turning The Weeknd's darker music videos into a haunted house.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting because he made his own like, little storyline of like him becoming a serial killer.
Yeah, it is interesting that, you know, haunts do the new, and I guess it's good for photo ops and everything like that. But I just remember going to Frightland and just being like, my God, this is awesome. They have like a huge pumpkin head and Predator and, you know, all the Cenobites on that first hayride scene and stuff like that.
Yeah. And everybody, if you haven't, check out Shudder. Shudder has a really good selection of horror movies, and they even have a section, a whole category already made for you. You don't even have to look for it, called like Slashics. So they have like the slasher movies, they have the creepy ones. They already have it categorized for you, so you can just click on that, and it'll show you like 10 movies you can watch. So you don't just look at horror movies on Netflix. Netflix has all kinds of cool stuff like Fear Street. That's rumored as well. That might do well this year. That might be a trend. But yeah, look at horror movies on different platforms. You're going to get it differently from different places. You're going to get different things you can't get on Netflix from Shudder, because Shudder makes their own horror movies as well. They have Shudder exclusives, and they put out those all the time, like every month. So all kinds of good stuff to see there. So
awesome. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Haunt's got planned this year.
Yes. So I've been John from the Haunt Informer.
And I'm Glenn from Fall Ritual.
And this has been episode 25 of Fall Informer. And until next time, happy hauntings.